All right, there we go. Good morning, guys. Welcome to Coffee and Art in the Morning. Yes, we'll be getting a refill. And I'm using, yeah, I got this Starbucks cup. I love this Starbucks cup. Paula got a new Starbucks cup. Yes, I'm gonna have to hunt down that new one she got. Just saying. Paula's the Starbucks coffee cup enabler. Oh. So, okay, so I think I said hi to everybody in chat that's here so far. Thanks everybody for being here on Memorial Day weekend, and grateful for our freedoms and our soldiers that we remember this weekend. And if you follow me on Facebook, I posted an awesome video remembering the soldiers. So check that out. Oh, no, not check it out. Oh, what's Janet say? The awesomeness. Go look at the awesomeness of it. Okay, so I hope everybody's having a good weekend. A long weekend here in the States, 3 day weekend. And yeah, so I picked this page today. And if y'all wonder, if y'all haven't been here for a while, this is the Funhouse 57, The Art of Dick Daniels calendar. And I just love it for good focus and because they're fun. And also, I got some new paper. I don't know if I'm going to keep it, but I covered my table with this awesome stripe paper. I thought about it doing it vertical, but then I thought it would look like a prison. So let's do it horizontal, and we'll just see how it goes because, it's just something different. Hey, Terry Trouble. I know. Thanks, Trina. Yeah, Trina said thanks to all. She's grateful. Okay, so I have a few things to do today. One is over last week, Iffy sent me a color book. Iffy sent a minion color book. Oh my gosh, we love our minions, especially me and Sherry. So anyway, I colored one page, and I don't see Iffy here right now, but I wanted to show this. So I colored one page in it. So I colored one minion. Let's see, I got a little, let's see, so let's make it flash out here. So I used some acrylic paint and then shaded it with color pencil. I really like how the jeans came out. So just so you can see, you can still work in a kid's color book. Now, it probably did go through more than normal. Yeah, it did go through a little bit. You can see a little bit on the back. But I really liked it. It turned out good. I like the jeans. Well, I think everybody else can hear me. Well, I guess, Carrie, could you ask Queenie to check her computer volume? Because I think everybody else can hear me. And I can't say anything to her because she can't hear me. Anyway, so yeah, so I colored a little minion because I knew Sherry liked him too. So yeah. He's cute, isn't he? Yes, I'll be using a lot of yellow in this book for sure, Sherry. Well, hi, Queenie. Good, good. Got you. Glad you got your sound. So yeah, and it's just a little dollar color book. You just got like at the dollar store, and it's just really so cute. It's just got all kinds of cute. Oh, wait a minute. What we got? Did I get incoming mail? There we go. So I got. It's got all kinds of cute little minions. So thank you, Iffy. You like those minions too, Carrie? Aren't they cute? Look, I love her. And then on my Facebook, I have a couple of the sticker downloads. I've got two different sticker downloads in the messenger, Facebook to message, stickers. And I love my minion stickers. She's one of the minion stickers right there. So anyway, it's just it's a cute little book. Kind of like activity and color book. So I thought just to remind you that you don't have to have the adult color books. And that kind of sounds funny when you say adult color books. It just means color books made for adults because they're harder to color and the pages are thicker, and the books are more expensive. That's why they call them adult color books, because of those reasons. But just to show you that you can color in your kids' color books too. Uh-oh, kids, look out. We're going to be taking your color books. So anyway, so what I did is I painted the overalls with some mid-color blue paint, and I painted the minions with yellow paint, okay? And then I just shaded with color pencil. And because it's got the paint, y'all know, if you've got acrylic, and it's just acrylic craft paint, I like Americana, it's just the acrylic craft paint. If you have a craft paint, if it's a wash or full strength, either one, I didn't water it down because I know these pages are not going to hold up, right, to a lot of water. So I just got pretty much just got my brush wet and then painted with the paint rather than putting any water in the paint. But I wanted it to, go on smoothly. But if you have a wash or a layer of the craft acrylic paint, your color pencils, you can do stuff like this with your color pencils. Okay. You like the Minions? You like Minions too, Jean? So yeah, so because it's got the craft paint on it, you can do shading like this with your pencils. See the shoes, the glove, shading around his face. Now they don't have a lot of shading on their bodies, so I didn't go crazy with the shading on the body, but I did kind of go, did the goggles and a little bit of blue on the eyes, right? So yeah. Hey, Angie Bell. So there's my Minion, and thanks Iffy for the Minion color book. So yeah. Okay, so the next thing, I got a couple books. Oh, and by the way, today we're going to draw. We're going to draw. If y'all remember, before I get in the books, I'll tell you what we're going to do. Y'all remember this big book? Oh, let me see if I can, hang on, let me try to grab. Yeah. If y'all remember, in this book, I was using it for pencil drawing, graphite pencil animal sketches ideas, right? So, and this is the big, when you see let me see if I can find it real quick. I'm not seeing you see me have the big sketchbook banner thing here to use for a focus card. Well, this is the big sketchbook, and it's really is big. It is, you can get it on Amazon. It's 12, let's see, is it 12? 11 by 13 and a half, I think. Something like that. 11 by 13? 11 by 13, thereabout. And it's like 2 inches thick. So, and it's not cheap. And if you do get this, you want to make sure that you buy enough. If you don't have Prime, Amazon Prime, you want to make sure that you get enough stuff so you get free shipping, because this Mama Jamba weighs a couple of pounds, right? So anyway, I was doing the animal sketches in it, if y'all remember, and I took them out, and I'll tell you why. So I was doing these animal sketches in it, and I was going to have it be just my animal sketch ideas for my big posters, my fantasy posters. And even though I sprayed them with fixative, which I do not like to use fixative, I just don't like the smell. I don't like the taking everything outside and spraying it, letting it dry, and it can still smell, the workable fixative. It was still smearing. I don't like smeary. I'd rather draw with a pen or colored pencil so that it doesn't smear. So after a while, and it just got worse and worse. So I said, I'm going to tear those babies out. So I tore them out. I still, have them, but I thought I'm going to use some of them. I'll paint over some of them. So I cut them down. See, this is what I mean about deconstructing a journal. All right, this is what I mean. I'll take everything out, cut things up, reuse it, and repurpose things in my journals. So that's what I did with this. I took them out. Some I cut down. I'll take them out here and show you in a minute. But I just do not like, I personally don't like graphite in sketchbooks. I love doing graphite, like sketching out on, sketch crawl things and like at the museum. I don't mind doing that, but it's usually not in a book or it doesn't stay in a book because after time and time and time again. Let me just put it this way: if it's a working book that I'm going to use all the time, the graphite starts getting annoying to me. So yeah, I'd rather just use paper, just blank paper, and put it back into a portfolio or something, so it's not constantly getting flipped through. Although I do have quite a few sketchbooks that are all pencil, but it's not something I'm constantly using, right? Like this is I'm gonna have to use this for a long time. The graphite was getting to me. So I took them out and I put them in here because I'm going to be using them. But I'll show you some of the ones that we've done in here. And what I think I'm going to do is I might even redraw some of these in ink or color pencil. So I'm going to take all these out and show you the ones that we've done. And then before we do any projects in here, I've already started doing some ink drawings in here. Hey, Trish in South Africa, which I thought was San Antonio at first. Yes, this is a beast, Judy Patootie. Hi. Yes, it's the beast. That's for sure. But I started just doing, so after I took all the graphite drawings out, then now I'm just working in it with color pencil that doesn't smear, right? And ink. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to probably just do, well, I won't tell you yet. Let's just wait. Let's make it a surprise. But we're going to be working in this today. And hopefully by using a color pencil, like a color pencil and black ink, it won't flash out so much. It's really hard to draw pencil, like especially, like graphite. It's hard to draw graphite on white paper under the camera without it flashing out. So anyway, let's get back to what some of the things I cut out of this. So y'all remember. Oh, where's my other little penguin? So we'll probably be using these in, we'll use these in art journal pages, right? So for instance, the ones we've done, the big, let me just grab a piece, let me just grab a background. Let me grab a background. They're all partially done backgrounds, right? With the spray inks, a bit of collage, stencils, whatever, right? I'm just going to grab a random one just to play with. But I want to use them on some of my backgrounds that I already have, which you've seen me do with the napkin journals, the color book pages, and all that. And also, I do have the napkin journal, but these drawings are all going to be too big for that new napkin journal we made. So these drawings are going to have to go on the bigger pages that we have. So anyway, just so you can see. So I'm still going to use our drawings that I took out of the big book. So there was that one. I got some bird of paradise. Now, of course, this background isn't conducive to this guy, but just what's on the back? Just I need a less busy page. Here's one with a couple different colors on it, just so you can kind of see how we can use our drawings. If y'all have any questions, put them in caps. And if you're watching the recording, it's a live show on ustream.tv. And thanks everybody for being here. Yeah, so I'm talking to live people, most of them alive, some of them nap. I don't mind napping people in my show. If it's relaxing and you can sleep, Jean, that's fine. Okay, so anyway, so these are some of the pieces that I cut out of this journal, and we'll repurpose them in other art journals. So just because you can use your own drawings is what I'm saying. You don't have to just use color book pages, magazine images. You can use your own drawings. So let's see what else. Okay, here's our little hamster that she's got her toenails painted, her eyeshadow on, her lipstick, and a little mole. Jean, you knew I was talking about you. You too. Hi, Julie. I know her last name's not Topaz. And let me just show you, like I have different colors, you know, here on different ones, just so you can see. So you can use your own cutouts out of the sketchbook. Now, I did, these were some other lemurs that I didn't care if I cut them up because I wanted this lady here. But that's what, now that is an issue. If you do double-sided pages, just remember, you know, but you can always take a picture of it, right? It lasts longer. So you can take a photo and print out your drawings. You don't have to use the originals. I've got so much, I don't mind using the originals. And if I want another lemur, I'll draw another one. Y'all know my business card has a lemur on it. I'll show you a small one and a big one. So this is from my poster. And I use this for my banners and everything. This is my lemur here, and then this is my postcards, and these are my business cards. So you can see we can draw lots of lemurs. It's not like that's the only lemur. So anyway, so there's her with her little toes, and you can see I did not fussy cut out there yet. I got some cat faces. Got a black one and a white one somewhere. Where's the white one? Here's the white one. And you can fussy cut them out, or you can put them on here and paint. Paint this in, you know, just like I do a collage. You could paint this in, right? And these are just different animals I got off of Google Images or whatever, just to practice your sketching, practice your drawing, and use them in your art journals. Marilyn Monroe, yeah. Hi, Shar. Thanks everybody for being here. Here's our little chimpanzee. These are just some random ones I cut out. Here's a giraffe. So you can see you can use them in your journal, and then color them, of course. A couple of dogs. Here's a little dog. Here's a llama. What else do I have in here? Oh, and then some of them I tore out of here. These ones were painted too. I have some that had painted, and we're going to draw some more lionfish and stuff. I've already done a whole bunch of different. So these were some in the sketchbook here. Just took them out. I've been sleeping at night, so sometimes listen to your recordings on YouTube to relax. Oh, that's nice, Kate. Yeah. Well, Jean just listens to me to put her completely asleep. Hey, Mountain Dreamer. Hey, Iffy. Iffy, I showed your color book you sent me. Iffy sent this, and I showed a page that I colored in it, Iffy. So, yeah, I colored one of your minions. So, thanks for sharing, Iffy. Iffy is, I found you, Dede. So, anyway, yeah, we colored a little minion. Thank you so much. So this is essentially all the things that I've cut out. Some of these have things on the back, like here's a raccoon. Now in this case, I didn't want to cut him out because I didn't want to cut this up, right? So you got to be aware of that. I think I want to draw another seahorse. What else is in here? Let's just pick through. The frog, rabbit. Here's some emus. So all these came out of the sketchbook. So here's my sketch for the peace sloth that we did a poster. I say we because when I do it here, this is from my peace sloth poster. I know y'all have seen it a million times. I won't pull it out. It's on, if you watch, well, you've seen it. I've shown it a whole bunch of times. Camel. Here's another one I want to do. The Cleopatra fox with the scarabs and the ibises. Squirrel. That's a chipmunk. Here's the squirrel on the skateboard listening to his iPod. Here's a beaver with his braces. Here's one of the crabs with their jeweled, she's bejeweled. And we did her on the big animal poster. I mean the animal scroll. We did her, she's Mimi. Mimi. Here's some color studies for the crab. Peacock, a lion, there's the peacock, how we're going to do quills, and just ideas. So anyway, these are all just ideas that were in that sketchbook. I'm not throwing them away. Seal in space. But they were too messy. The graphite was too messy. So I just pulled them out. There's some other stuff in here. What else is in here? Oh, some ideas. Oh yeah, here's when Jean, I don't remember who else was here. I just remember Jean. Some of our animal ideas, our lists. And speaking of lists, I got a new list book. Anyway, these are some of our animals that we have in mind. This needs to go in my idea collecting notebook. So I'm going to take that back over here. Okay, so let's move this. Oh, let me move all this out of the way. Let's put these. We might draw some of these. We'll see. Let me put that on the ground. So that's what we're going to do is draw in here today. But speaking of listing, y'all know in the idea collecting notebook that I've shown a whole bunch of times, but I'll show again real quick. This is where I collect my ideas. Let me turn the fan so it's not giving me a weird voice. All right. So this is my newest reconstructed idea collecting notebook. This is my list section. Okay. This is going to go in here now. I have this book of lists in here that I've collected. Different prompts. This is my prompts, list, words thing, right? And I'm not going to go through this notebook because we just did that not too long ago. But this is where I keep and collect my ideas.
Bring some coffee.
So I'll get some in a minute. Thanks, honey. Say hi to the girls.
Hey, girls. Thanks for all your help with the post office.
For the post office.
Love doing it.
Oh, so sweet. Thanks, honey. And you'd like to see the Cleopatra? Hey, or like, yeah. Well, I want to get back to doing more animal posters. And I do want to put some on Society 6. I haven't had a chance to do that because if you don't know, I do portrait commission, portraits of animals and people, kids. And so I've just been really busy with all my commission portraits and I haven't had a chance to really get to doing the posters again. But have no fear, we'll get back to it. There's only so many hours in the day. All right, so in the lists things, I've always loved to list. I love bullet journaling. That's the only kind of journaling I do is list. Mind mapping and list. That's how I like to generate ideas. So everybody said hi, Hubster. He's already downstairs. So when I came across this book, and you've seen me, I've got tons of books on lists. Like, let me grab a couple here. Here's just a few, and I've given, I don't know, 2 or 3 or 4 to Cam that have for his writing classes and his art classes. He's in journalism. Well, school's out now. School's out for summer. Don't make me sing. So anyway, I don't have all my list books anymore because I pulled what I wanted from most of them, and then I've given them to Cam to use in school projects and stuff, right? But here's a few examples. Like this is probably the best example. This one's 642 places to draw. And let me put the pen down because I'll start feeling like a teacher and start pointing. And I really like the one that has 600 and something things to draw. And I think I gave that one to Cam. And I won't go through these now because I've talked about them before, but essentially what it is 642 places to draw. And I love these kind of things. I love lists. I love ideas and making lists. And y'all seen me do the person, place, and thing list with the colors, and you combine them in different ways to make new types of things. Well, the new book that I bought this weekend kind of does that too. It's called Illustration. So I'm going to show you this one in a minute. This is the one I bought over the weekend. And it's the same type of thing. It's making your list and recombining them in different ways to make new ideas. Okay, one page at a time. This is those kind of prompt books, and they have lists and prompts in them. Like, let's see, what's this one? This one's a feelings list, but y'all have seen tons of list books around. They've been around for a long time. Drawing Your Life, Michael Knobs, I'm not sure how he pronounces it. And it's the same kind of thing, all kinds of prompts, lists, and things to draw and doodle. Start Now, the Creativity Journal, same kind of thing. It's got prompts and some lists in there to, get you drawing in your book or in a separate book. Doesn't have to be, you don't have to actually draw in these books. I like to make my own list. I pull from the list and make my own lists. So, let me throw this over here. The stacks pile up really quickly. Okay, so if you have any questions, put them in caps. Hey, Vicky. You have that song, so yeah, earworm. Okay, so this is the book that I got over the weekend. Well, I got two, actually. I'm going to show you them both. Of course. So, illustration. And what she does, and I think she's a children's book illustrator, and other things too. But what grabbed me was not even so much her list, which are her list. She's already recombined different lists into lists, but her illustrations. I loved her little illustrations. So even if I don't love every list she made, and she has them started for you to kind of continue on, like extravagant perfumes. Okay, now this is probably not a list I would make, but it's thought-provoking, and so she has lists of perfumes, and then but I loved her illustrations. I loved her little drawings, right? So that's what made me buy the book. If it was just another book of lists, I probably wouldn't have bought it, but I loved her little illustrations. Magnificent Flowers. So, if you have a list, we've talked about the different things of making list of, I hate to go get my list and read every list I have, but I could, if y'all want me to, I will read off a list of my lists. Does that make sense? Again, I've done it before, back when we did the, a couple of times when I've shown my idea generating notebooks. I've read off the list, but if you want me to, I'll read you my list of lists so you can go make your own list. Amazon might open early today, Janet. I know, right? Okay, so then she's got all kinds of things. Magnificent Flowers, strange items in a purse. Okay, like, so she'll remake things like, all right, a skeleton key. And so she made a skeleton key, a literal skeleton key, right? A sand dollar and a bikini, just odd things that you would find in your purse. Love your idea collector. Oh, thanks, Julia. Cult leaders, okay, but she reinvents them, like fortune-telling fish, right? So just odd, different ways of making your list. Mystery ephemera, remarkable bodies of water, and she'll rename things like, instead of just a pond, right? Pink sand pond. And we've talked about just reconfiguring your list to make different things. Trophies for bears. But again, I loved her drawings. I know, I loved her little drawings. So minerals, blue ribbon rabbits, different things, rabbits, using rabbits in different ways. So, and then so that was, I think that was, what was that, beginning list, and she's got starter list. So where she started them for you and you finish them. So anything with circles and just, eclectic homes, dangerous candy, and then free playlist. She's got like 4 different topics. And so, like for instance, everyday potions, and you have to make your own, right? These are your lists to make. She gives you a title for you to start, and then you make your own list. Okay, Jamie, be careful. Let us know when you get home, safe and sound. Yes, for sure, Jamie. For sure. Awards to win, cubicle crafts, items in a clown's pocket. Well, we won't be drawing any clowns here because this is a clown-free zone. Sorry, guys. Let's see if we can get the light got a little dark. When I go to start drawing, I'll make sure the light's brighter. Ultra-modern astrological symbols, missing pieces. So all kinds of things like that. Brand new holidays, baby superheroes, roadside attractions. So it's different things for that would be what you would think up, not necessarily what she would think up, right? Then guest lists. Look at her little illustration. This is so cute. I love them. Formal hairstyles. So you can see she's done all kinds of little doodles. New Girl Scout badges. Deep sea creatures. And again, just using your imagination. And we've talked about this before, that when you think you don't have an imagination, if you'll take your different lists and combine them in different ways, then you'll have ideas. And I've done, that's what our shows on the idea generating notebooks have been. Sandwiches, breakfasts, recorded disasters, just all kinds of things. Books I didn't read as a child. What I'd rather be doing. So you can just see lots of little doodles. Thrift store orphans. Let's read one of these. A kitty figurine, slightly bleached from sunny days in the windowsill. Now, I don't see that one that she drew. Oh, yeah, maybe that one's. Yeah. So just all kinds of cool little, again, that's why I bought it, was for the little illustrations. I love illustrations. Next step, using, different characters and, anyway, the book was, and I did take the sticker, I'll put it inside, it was kind of expensive. It was $22.99. Of course, I had a coupon and my discount, so, but yeah. That's what it looks like. I love the doodles in this book. I know, me too, Mel. That's why I bought it. It's because of the, I've got tons of books on list, but I love her illustrations. That's what sold me on the book. So there's that. Oh, and it's by, I forgot to tell you, Jamie Zollers. So it's illustration. Jamie Zollers. That's the author. Okay. And I'm sure you can find it on Amazon. Oh, yes, Amazon opened early. Janet already opened it. Okay. The other book that I got, and I do want to do something in this. We'll see how much time we have today. Because this I bought for pure fun. It's called Paint by Sticker. And what it is, there's 12 pictures in here. And if you've ever done a paint by number, it's like a paint by number, but it's with stickers. I'll go ahead and start a page just so you can see. I've not done anything in it. I promised myself I would wait till I was with you guys to even peel off the first sticker. So I was tempted, right? Because I got this last, Thursday or Friday? I forgot what day I went. I think maybe it was Friday. I don't know. Maybe it was Thursday. Anyway. It was tempting, but I said, I'll wait. So again, and this book wasn't that expensive. It was $15, right? It was $15. But it's an oversized book. It's 12 by maybe 9 by 12, something like that. 13 maybe, because this is 12, so it's bigger than that. So yeah, 13. So you can see it's quite a large book. Hey, Darcy. Darcy, I wanted I was telling the girls a little while ago I wanted to invite you down today because I knew you were off, but the traffic is horrendous and I couldn't make you be stuck in the traffic. So anyway, okay, so let me just show you what it's got, like a little flap here, and it's paint by sticker. It's Workman Press, a magical new art form. Okay, and I have to say I've seen not like anything like using stickers. Okay, all the pages are perforated. There's 12 different ones. It's got simple instructions because it's pretty self-explanatory. You pick here's your 12 different designs, right? There's a hummingbird, some boats, a butterfly on flowers, hot air balloons, a fox, a horse, and this is the one I really want to start on, is the goldfish, some water towers, a little house and tree, some fruit, a flower still life, and like a stylized, like mid-century modern type look design train. Okay, it does look interesting. Wait for it. Wait for it. So here's what the pictures look like. Again, they're all perforated. And I'm going to pull out the fish one. Here it is. This is the fish one. So you just tear it out, perforated. And the backs are just, whatever on the back. But they have like a gradiated, you can see it's kind of a faded, ombre look type of background, which I think, and I will probably do this depending on how it looks afterward, paint it black. Okay, I love these on a black background. That's just me. So I think that it would probably be best to paint it first, even though I'm not going to do that right now. It'd probably be best to paint, if you're going to paint the background a different color, because they're all different backgrounds, right? You might like the background, like this has got a blue ombre, a purple ombre behind the gray water towers. So it's going to depend on the colors of the stickers and everything. But I think it would look cool to have this a black background with stars and shooting stars and things like that on the background. But I think it probably would behoove you to paint it first, because that way you can make sure that the crisp edges of the stickers like cover the black a little bit, rather than having to try to outline it with black after the fact. I think y'all know what I'm talking about. So these are all the different ones, so you can see the different colors in the background. And some of them, this may be an awesome background for the fruit or whatever. But I just think there's the cat. I would probably like to paint the backgrounds. Like, I'm not real crazy about this starburst effect around the edge of this horse. So, you might want to paint it out. I don't know. We haven't done it yet. So there's all that. So that's the 12 designs, and then the rest of the book is all your stickers, right? So every page, every image has like this is for all the hummingbird one, and I'm thinking that they do A, B, C, D, because that's the order they think you should place the stickers on there. So they're all little stickers and they're all numbered. And the numbers coordinate with the numbers, just like a paint by number, right? Like that. So, and then this is the back side of the sticker pages. Here's the boat, 2 pages for the boat, back side. And they say that, and these are perforated too, that you can tear out the sticker pages. So for instance, here is, let me go ahead and tear that out. I want to be careful now. It says it's perforated on the stick. There we go. So I'm going to tear out the 2 pages for just got to get it started. These are the 2 pages for the fish. So the stickers are already colored. Yes, the stickers are all colored and they're numbered. So each sticker has its own number that you match up, right? You match up. Okay, so let me just keep, all right, where'd that come from? Oh, where did that come off of this? What is this? Where did this? Oh, that's the other side. Sorry, guys. That's the sticker on the other side. Okay. I just punched it through. That's all. So there you go. All the different stickers. Isn't that kind of cool? If y'all have any questions, put them in caps. So it looks like they get more and more complicated and smaller as it goes, right? Here's the fox. So like there's the fox, right? Here's what it looks like when it's done. And here's all its stickers. Isn't that kind of cool? I know, me either, Marie. It's like a paint by number, but with stickers, right? It gets more and more complicated. This is the train one. So you can see it's got a lot more stickers. So there we go. And then here are the finished. Oh, and then here's a paint by stickers for kids. So this one's just probably like bigger stickers, less of them. Okay. So it says it's mesmerizing. So again, it was $14.95. I got it, with a coupon and my discount. So, but this is the one I want to do with these, right? So let's just do one sticker or two. Now I'm going to have to find them. All right, so you got to find the stickers. Now this may be something I might have to get the magnifying glass out with. Still love you after this makes you crazy. I just want to do, like, for instance, they're numbered, like there's a section with A and the numbers. So you know that this is going to be in the A section, right? So, and then this is A section. Then we get into the B's. This is all D's. Here's B's and D's. So I think they try to help you with sections of color as well as the number so that you don't have to really hunt. I don't know, guys. I haven't done it yet. This, like I said, I waited for you guys to do it. I think this would be a fun book to work in on a rainy day. All right, so I want to just do one of his fins, right? So these are all this is an A section. Oh, there is a B in there and some D's. Okay, let's just see, because today's a drawing day. Actually, I want it to be a drawing day, not a sticker day, but rabbit trail, right? All right. So for instance, here's an A26. Let's go over here to A, and there's A26. All right, so I'm going to peel off A20. Why can't I peel it? Let's get they're stuck on their good. I mean, they don't want them to come off, but there's got to be a better way. Hang on, guys. Why is it, do I need a pokey tool? Shouldn't. This is the first time I've tried to peel them, right? There we go. All right. All right, here's the thing. They are very thin. They're very, very thin. It's not like your normal kid stickers that are a little, like this, right? These are paper, like wispy paper thin. I know you can't see how thin they are. We love the trips you take us on. Thanks, Lysenia. That's why they're a little tricky to peel up. They are they're wafer thin, if you know what I mean. You can't see. Well, there you go. You can see. Look how thin that is. It's almost invisible thin. Don't put these down somewhere. You'll never find them again. All right, so this one's going to go this way. And I did read in the instructions that you could use some tweezers, and they recommend putting it down in a corner to line it up first before pressing it down. Because, these are like exact. This is an exact science, people. It is an exact science. All right. So I can see why tweezers would probably be a good idea, especially since you bend a point sometimes when you're peeling it up. All right, so there you go. I mean, these things are thin, thin. I think I do need, let me get my X-Acto knife to kind of peel it up, right? Even though this is probably not the best. It's got paint on it. All right, so all right, let's do the rest of this. A22, just because they're bigger. So yeah, I think it would be best. It would behoove us, there we go, much easier with an X-Acto knife. Because seriously, guys, look, can you see how thin? Dear God, I'm glad, definitely not for me. Terry. But it's just a slightly different shade of that color, right? Well, it's just something, well, I'm not going to do the whole fish, guys. Don't freak out. All right, so let's see here. But I can see how it is an exact science. You want those things, you want them to line up exactly, right? Because the idea is it's the color wave, it's the color flow that makes the shadow. So see, it's just a slightly different shade of a green gray. Make the stinking paint chart and paint it already. Is this painful? Oh my gosh. So this is what we're working on, right? So these are the colors, well, it's actually around the corner, but these are the kinds of colors that we're working with, right? To give it that little bit of light, right? Well, there's only 12 of them. We'll just be here for a couple hours. I'm just going to do this one section. Chill. Okay, A10. All right. And of course, you can kind of see the shapes too, right? But definitely of an X-Acto knife, because you don't want to peel those, you don't want to bend those tiny corners. Okay, because they're so, I'm telling you guys, it's like wafer thin. It's very, and I'm gonna have to put this down because I gotta line this up just right. Once you put it down, I was gonna say, once you put it down, there's no going back. Oh, well, I guess you can peel it up. I wouldn't smash it down and then try to peel it up. Okay, there we go. And again, I think that I would like this with a black background. Look how it looks on black. See, they have it on black. I think that's what I want to do with this. Before I do any more, I think I want to paint the background black, because look how that stands out on black. I know, dear, I was kidding. I sunk your battle. You guys. But look how good it looks on black. So I'm thinking I'd rather have this on black. But I don't think you want to sit here and watch. What do we want to watch paint? I mean, I wouldn't want to make you watch paint dry, but it's, because this is kind of like, it's heavy paper. It's not even cardstock. It would probably be best to maybe glue stick this down to a piece of cardstock. That would probably be a good idea, right? But I do want this on black because I really like the way that looks, the orange on the black. Hey, Julie. Hey, anybody? Hey there, Juanita. Thanks for popping in. Like putting fancy shingles on the roof. Yay, silver screen. Exactly. But I want to put a couple orange ones on there just because I want to see what it looks like with the orange. Okay, so let's go to, we'll just do a couple more. Chill. We're going to draw in a minute. D4. Okay. Oh wait, so I got to go to the D section. D4. Again, you got to, pick it up with an X-Acto knife. You don't want to be scraping like I did that first piece, trying to scrape it up, because then you're going to bend it, because it's so stinking thin, guys. I'm telling you. These are some, I mean, they're almost transparent. They're so thin, right? They're almost transparent. And this probably isn't the best project for someone with trifocals like me, but we're going to soldier on. All right, let's see. There we go. All right, now that one is B42. It's like bingo. B42. B42. Okay, I do notice that they did consider this. They do. I'm like, there's B 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So they are in some semblance of numerical order. So you're not like really hunting too hard. Okay, so like here's 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, right? What Carrie say? They couldn't even be labeled as stickers. Yeah. Okay, so let's put this on here. Let me put the knife down because that does kind of interfere with the lining up of the thing. There we go. See, and it's just slightly different shade. I mean, I don't even know if you can tell the difference in the shade of orange there. Okay, let's do a couple more. Let's do C37. C37. C30. Yes. Bingo. All right, let's put the knife down. I'm liking how it looks, guys. I am liking how it looks. Although, like I said, I do want. Come back to Mama. I do want a black background. Oh, looks upside down now. I want it to be on a black background rather than the blue. Okay, did I push it down too late? I want to move it just a tiny bit. It did peel back up, but I think if you mash it down, then it might be stuck for good. But it does have a tendency to just want to stick to your finger, so I can see why tweezers might be the thing. Be dangerous with that knife. Okay, next, B47. I can't get over the bingo thing. It's because I'm saying it out loud, right? Because I'm saying it out loud. B47. 44, 45, 46, 47. All right, B47. Hey, if you get one of these in the mail, just saying, I might finish one of these and send it to you. Then what are you going to say? Oh my gosh, that looks so cool. I got to do that. Do you think this is how stained glass people? I have actually done stained glass. It's been a long time. It's been 20, 25 years. But I have done stained glass, and it's not for me. I'm just more, I'm not a, I have done lots of three-dimensional type crafting and art forms. I've never really sculptured other than clay. I have done clay, but like metal sculptures or anything like that. Um, where was I going? Sorry, silver screen. I totally just went like this. Stained glass. Yes. So stained glass was just not my forte. Okay, I just didn't enjoy. There's a lot of things I did. I didn't like the idea of having to be so careful because you might cut yourself. Never mind, this is an X-Acto knife. I didn't like the sound of the scratchiness of cutting glass. I didn't enjoy that. Some people, oh, I love the sound of the scratching of the cutting of the glass, and it just wasn't me. So, but I spent a lot of money on stained glass, and we used to have a stained glass shop here in this town for a while. But yeah, so to answer your question, yes, I've tried it. No, I didn't like it. That's just me. Everybody has their different things that they like to do. Okay, B43. B43. So I got rid of all my stained glass. I gave it away. I gave it away to somebody that was getting into stained glass or wasn't. I can't remember. They came. I was having a garage sale one time, and they saw my stained glass supplies and stained glass sheets in the garage. Oh, look, all that stained glass. So I think I just gave it to her. Okay, so A4. A4. Now there's no A's in bingo, but A4. There we go. Okay. I'm just going to finish these last two. Let me put the knife down because I can't really line up holding the knife in my hand. Okay. One more. A9. This will be our last one. So y'all can come back from getting your coffee now. A9. I mean, I love trying all these new things. And again, if it gets, where I'm not going to really use this or anything, I just would, oh wait, is that the right thing? Did I get A9? Gosh, I can't see it. Yeah, that's A9. Why doesn't it look like it wants to work? Oh, no, that's not the right shape. Seriously, let me get hang on. It's probably my eyes. Where's my it tore. That's why it's not the right shape. See, you got to be careful here. I ripped it. It's so thin, guys. That's why the shape didn't work. I left the point on the sticker sheet. All right, we got some tiny business to work on here now. Look at that little tiny piece. All right, so I had the right piece. I just tore it. I got ahead of myself. So let's see if I can put that little, oh my gosh. Let me see if I can get that little tiny bit and figure out where it goes. Okay, I got that little bit on the knife. Let's put this piece down first. All right. Oh my gosh, it is like a mosaic tile thing, which I've done that too. I've done mosaic tiles, and I didn't like that either. I didn't like grouting. I didn't like the grout thing. All right, so here's our little piece, and of course it's facing the wrong way. Oh. Which way does that go? Does it go that way? I think it goes that way. Oh my gosh, I can't see it. I seriously cannot see this, guys. It's so tiny. Don't tear your stickers. There's my hint for this. Do not tear. There we go. Don't tear your stickers. We're operating. Yeah, it's like that, the game Operation, right? Okay, there we go. We fixed his little thin. You can't even tell. Because I'm telling you, these are wafer thin, people. Wafer thin. Yes, there we go. So there's one fin done, right? And when you get the whole thing, look, it has a cool effect. It does have a cool effect. Look at that. But I'm sweating now. I got a little bit of perspiration on the forehead over that tiny little piece. Give me my pencils. Where are my pencils? Everybody, wipe your brow. Woo! Whew. All right, we're going to stop. Don't like sculpting with clay. I did enjoy a little bit of clay, but I did the polymer clay. I did a lot of jewelry type things. And then I did make a few little miniature dolls with polymer clay, with their little flowy dresses and all that. I ended up giving those to my grandma after I baked them and cooked them and painted them and all that. But I didn't, again, I enjoyed it a little bit, and, a couple $100 later or whatever. Probably more than that, because I even bought the pasta machine to flatten out the clay. I still have that in the closet. But anyway, I have bags and bags and bags of clay bits that I've made, and I've shown you all those before. It was probably maybe before I started uploading to YouTube, just on Ustream. One of these days I will get in the closet again. I will get in that closet again, and we'll do a video going in the closet where my old artwork and stuff is. When all else fails, cut out the black paint. Yeah, I'm going to paint this black. I'm going to paint it. And I think it's best to really paint your background before you start putting the stickers, because otherwise now I've got to paint right carefully along that line, which is not a problem, but it's just would be easier to paint your whole background first. Just like when I do a color book page, it's best to do the background first, because then you can layer over the edges, and it just looks more, it's better. It's better if you do the background first. Hope you show us the fish. Oh, of course I will, Miss Kim. You may even get it in the mail. You never know. You never know. There's 12 of these. I showed them all, so I won't do it again right now. So if you're just joining us, okay, we'll put the fish to bed for a little while. But I wanted to show you, I had to get this book. It called to me. I don't know why. Hey, Carla, it called to me. So yeah, but you saw how long it just took to do those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 stickers right there. That's 10 stickers. But it is fun. But you know, it's a little tricky here under 6 lights, talking on the camera and not being able to put my face like literally right down on it, or propping it up. You know, propping it up on an easel like toward me here would be probably, well, no, we'd probably have to have it flat to do these stickers. But it would be easier if I could just stick my head, you know, down there. Yes, there we go. The fish. There's the fish, Carla. All right, so let me put that aside. So those are all the books. That's the book chat, right? Let me move some of this out of the way. Oh, and I did pull out, because I started doing the napkin journal again, let me do another little sidebar here. You know, because we made the new napkin journal to work in, and I do have a bunch of the cutouts from the nature book, the nature color book to use, right? I cut some of those out to use in the napkin journal. But because I'm going to be doing things in the napkin journal, and I had forgotten, well, I hadn't really forgot, but, you know, we move on to other things. But because when I was going through, let me find a page here that would be, let's just go with this one real quick. I want to do a real quick thing here. When I was going through my drawers, I have one of those, you know, these kind of plastic drawers, towers that you put your supplies in. I have one for my paints, one for my pens and pencils, and the other one, the colorful one for the collage, my collage organization, which I gotta say, most of my collage is not in those drawers. They're in actual books and stuff. But when I forgot about, because I have my Neocolor 2s, but not everybody can afford them or has Neocolor 2. So I wanted to remind everybody about the water-soluble oil pastels, the portfolios. Now this is probably 3 or maybe even 4 sets, because I used to use these before I had Neocolor 2s. I use these a lot, right? So you can get these, I think you can get them online. I don't think you can get them in Canada online unless that's changed. But they're as far as I know, they're a Staples, from Staples. That's where I bought mine anyway. You like the napkin journal? Thanks, Kate. I buy these at Staples. That's the only place I've ever seen them sold. And they're the Portfolio brand water-soluble oil pastels, right? They're water-soluble oil pastels. So I used to use these, as you can see, this is one of the older sets. You know, I've used them quite a bit. But I forgot that I didn't really forget that I had them, but I hadn't pulled them out of the drawers because I use my Neocolors all the time. But I wanted to remind people that these are a set of 24. I think that's the most colors I have is 24. A set of 24 is like $10. They are so inexpensive and so versatile. Hey, Linda. Anybody else? Both Lindas. Art Unit Linda. Army Linda. Thanks, guys, for being here. Anybody else I might have missed? So, so I used to use these way before I had the Neocolors, which Hubster got for my birthday 3 years ago, I think. I forget. Anyway. But they last forever, the Neocolors. But these last a long time, too. But I just wanted to kind of show you some of the things you can do with them. Let me get a pink and like maybe this green. No, I want that kind of olivey green. Was kind of a blue green. Well, maybe these 3. Kind of a blue green and the green. Oh, I really want the olivey color. That's gray. There's another green in here. This one. This is the green I want. Okay, these greens. All right, so let me just show you real quick. And I know most of you have probably, yeah, I'm getting ready to show you, Marie. This is, everybody's probably pretty much seen how they work. Now, this paper is normally kind of shiny, and they don't work as well on shiny paper because like an oil, it kind of wants to bead up. It doesn't want to smooth out on a slick paper. But because I've got matte medium all over this page, pretty much I think to the edge, when I glued the napkin, I glued it down with the matte medium, right? So it will probably be okay on this edge, but they don't really want to work well on like a slick surface, because when you put them down and you try to move them, it just kind of, it wants to bead up, right? It wants to kind of bead up. It doesn't want to blend and smooth out. So you probably want to use it on your mixed media paper, sketchbook paper, napkins, and stuff like that. And that's why I brought these back out to show you again on the napkin journal. Hey, 3G, good to see you. So, oh no, Flit Rock. Flit Rock said, I messed up my eggs watching you, and now hubby is grumpy. Go make him some fresh eggs and come back, Flint. So anyway, it's got matte medium on the slick, so I can still feel it's a little slick, like right here on the edge. I don't think I got matte medium right up to the edge, but I just kind of wanted to show you what you can do with them. A couple things. I'm going to put 3 colors. That's not really, that green's too bright. Let me get the other green. I'm going to go with the like lighter lime green. Okay, so some lime green, and then this is kind of like an olivey gray green. I'm just going to put some color along the edge just so you can kind of see where I'm going with this. And then some pink. Okay, so you can do a couple different things with it. All right, you can spread it around your finger, and it's water soluble. So I'm going to start with the finger thing, and you just smear it. And you can blend it, like here's the napkin. Let's see if you can, let me hold this up so you can see. Okay, oh, they all slid out there. All right, so here we go. So let me take where I put the green. See, I just put it on the edge so you could see it. And I'm just going to mash it in. But look how it goes into the napkin. It works excellent on a napkin journal, on a napkin. See how it just kind of goes right, it almost like soaks into the napkin. Okay, now again, on these edges over here, it's okay, it's doing okay, but this is slick right here, so I don't want to carry this out to the edge. But just so you can see how it blends into a napkin. The pink is probably the most obvious here. Let me go and blend that pink. Can you see how well that just blends into the napkin? And if you need more color, you just add some more and just keep, blending in. And it works so great on napkins. And so when I remembered that I had these and we're doing this napkin journal, I just want to show you that you can use these water soluble, and they'll blend. They'll blend really nice. All right. You can blend the colors. So I hope you can kind of get the idea of that. Let me keep going along this edge here. Let me do a little more pink. And I'm using 2 different fingers. I'm using one finger for the green, another finger for the pink, because you don't want to make mud either, right? So see, kind of dab your finger on a baby wipe and blend. Yeah, and well, I'm going to show you too the wet, when you can get them wet. And you can do that with a baby wipe, or you can do it with water, a brush, because it's just getting it wet or damp. You don't have to necessarily saturate it, right, Vicki? So there you go. So you can see the sides here from here to there. I hope that kind of gives you another idea. And again, it's because these are so inexpensive that they're just really awesome to use. Because you just can go and go and go with them, and they're good for edging, all kinds of things. Again, not edging on something shiny. It's best to use it on something non-shiny, because it's just going to kind of roll on a slick surface. Okay, so let me just get a little dab of water here. Let's get a little brush. I think I need to clean my water too. But let's see. Let me just go on this side where I can kind of put a little bit of green and a little bit of pink. Okay, so now the brush. I get the brush damp. Now, the same thing though. You can pull it into the napkin, right? And it gives it a nice kind of watercolory look. See? See how it moves with water? I hope you can see that. Now it's not as saturated as when you push it in with your finger because you're mashing it into the paper. You're mashing the oil pastel into the paper when you do your finger. You'll get a watercolory look. Let me clean my brush off. You'll get a watercolory look with just water, see? Which is, it's good for both. I mean, both applications are good. You could do some watercolory look and then go back when it's dry and add some darker and mash it in. So you can do both things, right? So yeah, just wanted to remind people of the water-soluble oil pastels because they're so cheap. I only did a couple pages though. Yeah. Oh, you made a mistake of using them in your pages. Oh yeah, the slick pages. Yeah, yeah. It doesn't work on slick pages. It just, that's why I said on the edge here. Let me get to here. Let me show you. This is not, there's nothing on this. It's just the slick paper. Let me get a dark color so you can see. Okay, so watch. Look, it just kind of rolls off. It just doesn't stick. It just kind of rolls off because it's like, see, it's like oil on water, so to speak. So it's great on napkins, though. It's great on your napkins. So just wanted to remind y'all of that. All right, so let me put that away. Okay, so that's that little tip, if you will. Put all these bits back in the book for the napkin journal. The new napkin journal, I should say. Yeah, for those of y'all that don't know, Linda, Art Unit here, well, I call her Art Unit, Linda White Holloway, she just had a show at her gallery. If you want to put a link in there, Linda, so everybody can go, I don't want to say check it out, peruse the awesomeness. All right, so let me move some of this out of the way. My water brushes. Okay. Okay. So let me clean my hands off. You just got some of those, so thanks for that demo. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, they're awesome. They really are awesome. Okay. What would work with wax? Would that work? Yeah, well, Jackie, the Neocolor 2 water soluble, the Neocolor 2 water soluble crayons are waxy. But now if you just mean like a crayon, like a wax Crayola crayon, they won't move. Like your crayons, your Crayola wax crayons, they won't move. You color and you can't move them with your finger. You know what I mean, Vern? And they're not water soluble. That's why I love my Neocolors, like I was saying earlier. The Neocolor water soluble crayons, but they're not cheap. These are very expensive. The Caran d'Ache. Their quality, don't get me wrong, they'll last forever. And with these, you can, let me get a water brush. There's a couple things you can do with these, right? Let me just find a little piece of scrap paper here. With these, and they're so pigmented, you can color like this with them, and I'll hold it up in a second, and you can move it with water, right? And they're very pigmented. Or you can take them and pull it off like this and paint with it, which is usually what I do. Okay, you can just pull it off the tip and paint with it. And then I always just, clean the brushes off really well. Yeah, the Neocolors are awesome. And you can do that with them. I mean, you can you can put it down and you can move it. You can smash it around. But they're so pigmented, they almost need some water. They almost need water, right? Because they're not as oily. They're not as oily, you know. But they both, either one will work. Okay, so now back onto the drawing project. How are we doing on time? Okay, so I think we're good as far as if we get, you know, this kind of shows just kind of running into all different kind of rabbit trails. So it's not like I don't have a happy mail segment. I don't have a just a book segment, you know, so we'll just continue on. If we run out of time, I'll just do a separate video, you know, when we run out of time, because we're already an hour in. Yeah, and you can buy the Neo color too if you have a, you know, access to either a Blick or, you know, any of the art supply stores or online. You can buy individual sticks. You don't have to buy the whole sets. And they even come in. Carrie has a bigger set than I have the 84. I think it was 84, but there's 100 and something set too. I think Carrie and maybe Jean. Jean might have the bigger set too. If you want the nails to be permanent, you can use multi. Yeah, that's another good point, Jean. Jean was saying that if you want them to be permanent, you can use multimedia matte to activate them instead of water. And then when they dry, they're not, it's like, you know, permanent. So that's what Jean does. All right. I just like my water brush. I love my water brushes. So when I'm using them, I'm using my water brushes. Yeah, I don't remember. How many are in a big set, Jean? Or do you remember because you moved yours out of their nice metal home into boxes where they're exposed. I tease Jean because I'm always worried about her Neo colors getting lost, broken, falling on the floor. Okay, so back to the big note, my big journal here. Now I'm working on some things. I'm not going to show you some of it, but I'm working on some things. But I did, let's see what I can show you. I'm working on some different color combinations here. I did put out some of my Sharpies and a few charts, right? Now I am going to have to find something to prop this up because the book is so thick that if I set it down, it gives it a, you know, it looks like it's going downhill right there. So I need to put, what did I used to use? Let's put into this, maybe just a couple books or something. Let me get a couple books, smaller books to prop it up. There we go. Otherwise, it's not going to be level. It won't be level. But I want to show you, see, I've got some, here's my Neo colors. I got some things I'm working on here. Those things I'm not going to show. Here's some little doodles. I did throw some Post-it notes in here. Here's some little cats I've drawn. All right, so here's now where I need to start focus. Let me get my camera settings back so that you can see if I draw in a color. Now, if I draw in ink, it's not going to be a problem. But drawing in a pencil might be a little. So let me refocus my camera, guys. Hang on. Let's see if I can get this set. Let me refocus. Hang on. I'm going to play with the settings for just a minute. I can't. It's a little hard to tell on the white. There we go. All right. It flashes in and out. It's going to flash in and out with the light. So we just got to kind of work with that. Like the swatches. This book is the giant, or it's called the big. See, I was looking for the cover. If y'all remember, hang on, let me see if I can find it again. It's down here because I was using it for a focus card. Here it is. I used to use this for the focus card before I started using the calendar. Okay, this one. The very big sketchbook. This is the wraparound, which I've got, you know, other things stuck to it. but this is what comes around. This is the belly band around it. I got it on Amazon. I think it was $25. But if you don't have free shipping, just FYI, this baby is heavy. Okay, so you want to make sure that you can get free shipping. So it's 600 chances to perfect your artwork. This is what the belly band that is around it looks like. This is just another piece of paper I've stuck on here for camera focus purposes. But this is this book here. And I measured it earlier and talked about it when I first came on. So, yeah. Okay. Have you shown? Yeah, yes, I've shown this earlier before you came in, Carla. I showed the animals that I cut out of this. I started using this for a pencil graphite animal sketchbook for my poster ideas, you know, like this kind of posters. Now this is of course just postcard size, but it's a poster size piece. And I would sketch out my animals in this book with the graphite, but it was getting too messy because I was using it so much. And even though I sprayed it with the fixative, I just didn't like it. It was getting too messy. So I tore all those out. And I talked about that at the beginning of the show. So just go back and watch the beginning of the show. Okay, so what we're going to do today, and I've already done a few sketches in here. These are just some little cat faces that I've done. And again, might have to zoom in, but right now some of the things I'm going to draw are bigger than this. I'm going to draw them bigger so that you can see them, right? So for camera purposes. But I do like to do these little drawings like this, right? All right. So I have some little sketches and things like that. Here's a whole bunch of little faces just to practice, and y'all see me do these a whole bunch of times too. These are my like more serious faces, and then this is going to be my these are going to be my fun faces in like bright, you know, cartoony kind of faces. All right, so but I these are just little things that I'll pick up a pen and just work on every now and then and just play with, you know. Okay, and these are just like I do my face book, my book O faces, where I just draw a whole bunch of shapes and then just start turning them into faces. Okay. So there's this kind of thing that I like to do for doodling, right? And I always like to have some kind of book like this where I can just like if I'm sitting at watching TV and I see somebody on TV and I want to just play with, you know, making like a little face from them. It doesn't, and this is because I draw so many portraits. I draw so many realistic portraits. This to me is my relaxing time, right? My animal portraits, my kid portraits, my face portrait, you know, my fan art portraits. All those are my realistic. So I like to just have some doodle time, you know, or I should say, it's not even really doodles. I guess you could call them doodles, whatever. And yeah. Yes, it's cheery, yes. Hey, Crocker, too. All right, so here is what I wanted to show you what we're going to do today, this kind of thing. And again, I got some other things in here, but I'm kind of saving that for another project to show you guys because I only have so many hours in our time. So I'm going to concentrate on this. So these are like contour drawings. In other words, I've drawn these pretty much with minimal lifting of the pencil with pen rather. So and again I try to explain you don't have to do this. You can erase, you can draw pencil, you can draw with whatever. You don't have to not erase. I'm not saying any of that stuff. I'm just saying that this is one way of practicing your drawing. But it's not, don't feel like, oh, I have to do it this way. No, you don't. This is just one of the ways I like to practice, right? So it's kind of fun to give yourself, I like to give myself, so I drew this page out for you, give yourself some boxes to kind of at least give yourself some parameters so it doesn't get big. Nothing wrong with that. If you want to draw full-on clownfish, or lionfish rather, if you want to draw a full-on lionfish on a full page, let me get those back down. We've done that. I'll pull out these two. Okay. So you can draw full-on lionfish with a pencil, erase, take your time, paint, get the details or whatever. You can do this so, there's no rule to how you have to draw in your sketchbook. I'm just going to kind of show you a few fun things to do in your sketchbook. Okay, don't sign, don't email me, all right? Not that you do. You guys are good about not, I don't get very many complaints or negativity around here. We're just all like, we get it. When the lime green and orange face. Okay, let's see. Let me make sure my chat is rolling. There we go. All right, so what the idea behind this, and it's practice, guys. You will not get good at drawing if you don't practice. People say, oh, I can't draw a stick figure. Oh, I just saw somebody say they can't draw. Okay. You can't draw anything unless you practice. And, the sooner you start, the better you're going to get. So what I did is I just drew some squares. I hope you can kind of see them there behind, right? And I kind of wanted just to kind of keep it in that size. But I let myself go over the edges. And when you do that, then you have a cool, and I did one here. I'm going to do another just to show you. I'm going to draw some more like this. And I have other pages of some other things. Here's a page of giraffes. Here's some owls. I played with some writing, right? And so I did a couple where I filled in the background just to show you how it looks when you do it and how I do it. Then we're going to draw some more. Okay, you can see the squares. Okay, so that's what we got more squares ready to go. And we got 2 inches full of paper here, right? So what I've done is I'll look at a drawing of something, a photo of something, and everybody uses references. Don't let them tell you you don't use reference material. If you want to try to make up a lionfish out of your head, never having seen one, or maybe seen it once, and then trying to draw one from memory, good for you. 99.9% of us do not have photographic memories. We use reference material. So I'll look at a fish. Let me bring up one of these that I have around, handy, just to kind of show you over here. And then, let me see. Let me find one. I got my iPad right here. I use my iPad for reference for portraits and you can see the squares. Okay. So let me just find another one. Let's see. Do I have a different one? Let's see if I've drawn. I think I've drawn all these already. All right. Well, we'll just go with this one. And then I also make notes, like I want to, let's see, that's probably not a good one to show. Let's just try another one of these. All right. Then I have one over here where I made some notes. When I was drawing the eye of this one, it reminded me of a peppermint candy. See how it looks like a pepper? So I wrote a note here that to do a fish, to do one of these lionfish with peppermint colors. So I want to color one of these with pink, magenta, and white. Like a peppermint looks, right? The peppermint candies that look like that. So I want to do a lionfish, and I made notes of here to do the peppermint candy color lionfish because that eye reminded me of a peppermint. So I thought, how cool would it be instead of doing the lionfish in oranges and these sienna colors, what would it look like if we did it in pink? Yeah. Okay, so let me kind of slide this over here because I do have it propped up with some books. I think I need one more book under there. Because it's what do you call it, so thick. The book is so thick that it wants to slant. Okay. All right, so what would be also a peppermint colored lionfish? Yes, Vicki. So what I'll do is I'll have a reference material, and I'm going to try to draw it straight on, even though I would tilt my book a little bit so I can have a little bit more the right angle. I'll take a pen and I'll look at whatever I'm drawing, right? And this trains your eye, and we've talked about all this on multiple occasions with different projects. So if you've heard it before, we repeat because we do the project again, we repeat the process. My husband loves those peppermint discs. Yeah. Hey, bears. So the idea is to spend more time looking at your reference. And it could be a live thing. If you're at the museum, the zoo, or whatever, and you're drawing from life, that's even better. But not all of us have a lionfish in a tank, probably like JJ does. No, she has clownfish, but yeah. Anyway, you look at your reference material more than you do your page. And you can do what's called blind contour, where you never look at what you're drawing. And it never looks like it's like a realistic thing. It's to train your eye. The point of contour and blind contour is to train your eye to look at your reference material more than you look at what you're drawing. Okay? Oh, well, I'm glad. Yeah, most of us don't mind here when you're in the chat, me repeating because I'm doing the process. But if you are watching the recording and you've heard me say all this before, it's because I am talking to a live chat, and I do get questions. And if I get a question that's been answered before, I'll repeat it because I'm being asked the question again. Okay, so let me scoot my chair over a little so I'm a little bit on this side of the paper because I'm trying to stay in camera for you guys. Hopefully, I look a little purple. I don't know. Okay, so the idea of a blind contour is not look at your paper at all. Now, I did not do that with this. I will look at my reference, but the point is to look at your reference and to pick up your pen as little as possible. Oh, thanks. You watched me on YouTube the first time here. Well, welcome, Bears Girl. Yeah, thanks for being here. Okay, so again, I'm just going to try to keep it in this general area. Hopefully, maybe I need to zoom in. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see, guys. I try to keep it, to see the whole project, but then I want you to see the detail too. Okay, so it's not necessarily to stay in this box, although that's good practice too, to try to stay in the little box. But I'm not trying to stay in the box. I'm just trying to stay within this area. And then also, if you have little boxes, you can do little, like I did over here. I bought 3 boxes here, but then I drew other little notes on the side here. Here's a close-up of the tail with some notes on, how I want to color the tail. Okay. All right, so I'm going to just I'm going to draw in pen, and hopefully you'll be able to see it. It's just a Sharpie pen, not a Sharpie marker. Sharpie markers will go through these sketchbook papers, right? This is just a Sharpie pen, which won't soak through. You could use your Pitt pen, let me get a couple different varieties here to show you. You could use your pigment liners. You can use your Faber-Castell pens, right? Any of that, or, a Sharpie pen. Maybe, I don't know, see which one's going to be the darkest. I wanted to show up for you guys. I think they're about the same. I wanted to show up, but I want it to be thin too, right? Okay, so the first thing I usually do is just start getting an outline going of just the general shape like this. You can do shapes too. In other words, if you feel more comfortable like drawing a circle and then another circle and just to get the shapes out, that's fine too. I'm just going to try to do just a contour drawing. Well, and again, guys, this is not, the point of these exercises is not necessarily to draw a full-on piece that you're ready just to make a card out of or something. These are practice. That's what a sketchbook, this is what this sketchbook for me is. It's practice, ideas, and also showing you guys, generating ideas and practice. It's not supposed to be a perfect drawing. Let me say this, if you do a drawing, let's just say I did this fish. I don't like maybe where that little dip is, but I really like the general idea of this fish. Then what you can do, now that you've drawn this out, you can take a piece of tracing paper and trace over it, right? Or, just to get the exact fish. Same thing, you can do the same thing with if you draw in pencil. If you want to, now I want to say I love this little cat drawing and I want to do something with it, take a piece of tracing paper and trace over it in a more exact fashion and it more exactly how you want it. These are just little play sketches, right? Okay. So again, this is not supposed to be made, you know, drawing with a pen and not making any mistakes and you can't erase. You know, that's not the point of this. Okay, so what I'm going to do, and I got to kind of move over a little bit more so I have room here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my piece, my reference, and I'm just going to try not to lift. I'm going, look how I'm doing it's kind of sketchy like, right? And do that, I'm going to exaggerate that so you can see. See how it's sketchy there? Okay, I'm just trying not to lift up my pen. I'm trying to follow the lines. I'm following the lines in my reference without lifting the pencil. Not that there's anything wrong with it. Okay, I'm just trying to get a contour draw. I'm just trying to get the shapes and the feel of the fish. And then there's the tigery stripes there. And then that fin kind of has another fin right there. And then these, what do you call them? You know, those spike things on them. I'm just kind of trying not to really lift up my pen, but you can go back over it, just, you know, go back and forth over it. Okay, so here's where, right in here is where the other fin comes out right here. And there's lots of, you know, those spikes. I guess I should call them spikes. Spikes like that. Here's his little face, his eyes right about there. Then he's got the stripes coming across here. And the stripes, I noticed that by staring at my reference material and drawing, the stripes on the fish meet up with those spikes. You may not notice that if you weren't drawing it, that the stripes on the fish like coincide with where the spikes start, right? And then there's some stripes on this fin here, right? And then underneath the fish, underneath you can kind of see translucent bits of other fins behind him. Okay, so there you go. That's all I'm going to do with it. You know, now if you want, I noticed like over here on this one, I noticed that there's a lot of those little dots. So if I want to just make, you know, add those little dots. Hey honey, welcome back. I'll just kind of go in here and just, you know, put those little dots so I know that they're there. Okay. There's also some stripes actually on these spikes, so I'm just going to kind of go along the spikes and just kind of, I'm not lifting my pen. I'm not lifting my pen. Not that you can't lift your pen. Again, it's not a hard, fast rule. I'm just saying this is how I sketch. Okay, this is how I sketch. And it's just indicating the stripes on those fins. Okay? Yeah, it's supposed to be, you know, not take a lot of time. There's a couple of little stripes right under his face right there, and that's it. You know, if I want to get back in there, I could go, there's a few little more fins like on his face, that thing. But what kind of makes this kind of fun is then you can take ink. Now you can do this part with a brush pen. You know, or if you don't care if it goes through the other side, you could use a Sharpie for this. I wouldn't recommend using your pen that you just drew with to try to color all that background in, because you're going to use a full pen with one little sketch. How dare you let a pen? So you'll probably want to use a brush marker. You know, there's all different kinds of those. Let me pull out 2 or 3 different kinds here. The Faber-Castell has the brush pen, okay? So you can use that, all right? There's the larger, the big, we call it the big Brad Pitt pen. It's got the big brush tip, okay? There are, I bought a few from Jet Pens, like the, you know, the Japanese brush pens. This is a refillable one, so you can get different thicken thicknesses. I've got like 3 or 4 different ones of those. But what I'm going to use today is a paintbrush and ink, just so you can see. Okay, so I'm going to take my little black, it's just a little, what do you call it, soapstone thing for you to put your ink in, and some Chinese ink. Okay, whatever kind of ink. It doesn't have to be this kind. You can use, you've seen my ink collection up there. I probably have 100 different bottles of ink. Use whatever kind of ink. Your acrylic ink, your, I got, well, I won't go through every brand right now, but any kind of, it's best to use a waterproof, because if you do want to add some color on this, you'd rather it not move, right? All right, so I'm just going to pour some out in my little tray here. And it'll dry, and then it kind of crusts over. It kind of gives a skin over the dried ink, and you can peel that out. I usually just pile it up until it gets kind of thick. All right, so now I'm going to take my brush, and what I'm going to do, let's just start with this one right here. There's a square around it. So, and you don't have to do this. This is just something kind of fun. And what I'll do is I'll just fill in the square, right? Around, and it doesn't have to be perfect right up against every line. As a matter of fact, it kind of looks cooler if it's not perfect. Okay, can you see where it's going? Love the Pentel refillable pen. Yeah, I do too. I like mine too. But for me, this is just as easy. Now, I love the pocket pen brush pens when you're on the go, right? You can't really be carrying this around. But when I'm sitting here, I just as soon use a brush and liquid ink. Found shimmering watercolors at Tuesday morning. Oh, okay. Well, if you can tell everybody about all the details of it, Carla. The only shimmering watercolors I have are the twinkling H2Os. I have those, and that might be good to use on a fish. I haven't used them in a while. Let me look at my drawers here. Another in one of these. Oh, here they are. So here's my twinkling H2Os. I took all the lids off of them so they wouldn't mold. Because if you put the lids on these little pots of H2Os or any kind of little watercoloring to paint like that, you want to make sure that your watercolors are dry before you put caps back on them, because they'll mold, or they can mold. So I don't even put the lids back on mine. I just keep them in a tray like this. So you got other watercolors under there. And then I got this little tray of watercolors. So anyway, these are the twinkling H2Os. But I didn't know they came in liquid. Or maybe that's not exactly what you mean, Carla. Maybe they're different. I do have some iridescent inks. They're pearlescence inks. I just don't use them much anymore since I don't do calligraphy and use a lot of ink, except for black. I use black all the time. Yes, it is the inkstone you got me at Daiso. But I have seen them. For those of y'all that want to know about where to get them, you can. I have a smaller one too. You can get them at Hobby Lobby. And I've actually seen them in the clearance section. I was tempted to buy them. I was tempted to buy the ones on clearance. I said, well, no, I got 2 or 3 of them. I don't need another one. So I didn't get them. But yeah, you can get them at Hobby Lobby too. And Daiso. They're probably cheaper at Daiso, but you can get them at Hobby Lobby. So I just like to kind of play around. I'm not trying to be so precious with this. I'm not worried about getting out the lines. There's no real, the blue line that I've drawn is just sketchy. It's not perfect. I just hand drew it. In other words, I didn't get out a ruler and draw a rectangle, right? So just like that. Eileen. Okay, so let's do this one down here. And if y'all remember last year, I did the Inktober, the Jake Parker Inktober challenge. And I do have a folder in my YouTube playlist. I have a playlist of all the Inktober drawings that I did last October, and I will probably do that again this October. I had a lot of fun drawing an ink drawing every day for 31 days, and I did do all sea creatures or sea related. I did a lighthouse, a ship's wheel, some different things. But so next October I'll probably find something, another theme to kind of stick with. I did 31 days, and it's also on my Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I am on Instagram as inkiwell as well as Twitter. But all my Inktober drawings are on Instagram too. With the brush app. Oh, they have a brush applicator and the lid. Oh, okay. Did you get you some, Carla? You'll have to do a video on it. Just saying. And this is just a small brush. It's not anything special. Nothing special. Just a cheap Michael's brush. To do some sketching. You got 5 colors. Okay. Cool. Well, we'll be looking for a video of that. And what I like about working out of these little trays like this is you can kind of roll, take your brush. Let's see if you can see. I can dip it in the ink and kind of roll it out so you can get a nice point and pull the ink out like that. It just works well on the little tray. And it doesn't have to be one of these soapstone kind of things. It's just handy because the ink stays. It's got a slope to it. I don't know if you can tell, but there's a slope, so the ink kind of stays down here, and then you can kind of drag it out. It's just nice. So when you see me going to get the ink, what I'm doing is I'm dipping and dragging all at the same, every time I pick up ink, I'm dragging it like that. So yeah, I just have a few here that I didn't color the backgrounds so y'all could see me do that. I started doing, I said, well, you know what, let's not color those backgrounds until I do that show, because I wanted to do a show on Sketchbook Ideas or just sketchbooking. But look, see how I just did the pen test right there? Don't be precious about your sketchbooks. Don't do that. All right, so there you go. There's those. And again, I wrote my notes over here to do a peppermint. And let me just show you an example of how you can play with your color. So I want to do a peppermint colored lionfish because of the peppermint shaped in his eye, right? So you might, while you're doing that, you might think of the colors or the supplies that you have. Let's just say I'm going to go with paint, okay? I'll just, just to kind of do it. All right, so it'll probably have some magenta, and I'm going to just use paint, and maybe I'll pull out the Neo colors too, just to kind of show you. So I might just pull out some, let me just get a little bit on my finger here. Okay, so there's some magenta. And it might have just a touch of a little bit of pink, because the peppermints are mostly white with just a touch of other colors in there. And then if I just grab some white while this paint is wet, my finger, let me just pull a little bit, I might be able to smear that in there to make it kind of look pepperminty. Okay, so what I'm trying to show you is you can do this kind of stuff in your sketchbook, like just to kind of give you the indication, the idea, don't forget it kind of thing. And you can do this with color pencils, your neo colors, your ink tints, your watercolors, anything. It's just the idea of whatever medium you're going to use. You might just want it could be marker. If you're a Copic person, whatever you want to use. Just that kind of just reminds you, oh yeah, I want to do a peppermint. Okay, don't understand. Oh, you're talking about something else. Okay. So again, let me just come over here. Let me get a little bit more ink in my tray. And I want to get all the water. You can water down the ink and it'll be a gray too. So if you wanted to have some water, let's just put, now I don't want to get the water in my ink. So you got to kind of, this is probably not a good idea to do it on your tray here, but I'm just going to squirt a tiny bit of water in my tray here, just so you can see, and I'll try to keep it on this side. You don't want to water down your ink unless you want on purpose water it down so that you can have, let me see here. So you can have it kind of a wash. There you go. You can see it there. So you can have your ink have a wash as well. Okay. But if you don't want it to look like that, you want to not have any water in your brush. Like if you clean your brush out, you're not going to use it for a while, and you clean your brush out, make sure it's just damp and no water is sitting in the brush. Otherwise, you'll get that instead of that. Okay, so just so you can see, you can get different gradients with your ink. But right now I'm going to kind of soak up that water because I don't want that water rolling into my ink. Okay, because I don't want it watered down. But I wanted to show you you can water it down. Yeah, Darcy. Dede's brushes are really clean. Okay, so I think I'm going to bring this out just a little, this square. Yeah, I would have loved for you to come over today, Darcy, because I knew you were off, but oh my gosh, the traffic down here is because they're doing the construction. Now, they're probably not working today. They're not probably doing construction today because of the holiday, but the traffic where the roads merge into one lane and all that, oh my gosh, it's just, we go the back way home now. We don't even get on the highway if we don't have to. But then again, we know the back way, but it's really bad, especially with people probably coming back and forth from Florida. 75 south and north is the only way to Florida from Georgia. I mean, without going a dirt road or something, But so I'm just coloring this kind of the rectangle that's behind him. And again, I'm not trying to, get a perfect triangle. I mean rectangle. I just kind of want the general idea. Just kind of gives it a cool effect, right? Yeah, I bet Vicky. Vicky has one road coming through her area too. That's. I want to bring this up a little just to give it a little bit more oomph. Okay, so you get the idea, right? To kind of play with those shapes and gives it a black, and it's just awesome. It's awesomeness. All right, any questions? I'm going to have to go get some coffee, guys. I'll let this dry a little bit. And again, if it's not 100% dry when I come back, I'll hit it with the heat gun before I turn the page. Let me clean my brush. And you do want to clean the ink out of your brushes because they will harden up. The ink will harden up in your brushes. All right, so let me go get some hot coffee, guys, so I can keep talking. And let me see our time. We're doing good. We're at 2 hours. So we got about another 50 minutes. And then if we continue on, if we still want to do some more, whatever, we can do another part. It's a holiday. I think Jean streams at 4 still. As far as I know, Jean will be streaming at 4. Put links. She's probably napping right now. Let's don't wake her up so she's nice and sassy pants at 4 o'clock. All right, I'll be right back, guys. Okay, go ahead. No, I don't want it, honey. You go ahead. Okay. So, hot coffee. All right. Aw, thanks, Mel G. And I'm glad you could be here off work, too. Thanks, everybody. There's Ben. Hey, Ben. Haven't seen you in a while. There's Cinderblock Studios, Ben. He does YouTubes and drawing tutorials. Well, not just drawing, but art supplies, all kinds of tutorials. We've done some hangouts together. It's been a while, but good to have you, Ben. Put your links in there, Ben, if you want. All right, let me hit this with the heat gun because I can still see it shiny, so the ink's not dry. All right. Y'all, some of y'all have some of the Ben bookmarks that we made. Yeah, Ben and I did he sent a bunch of his old bits of his paintings, and I turned them into bookmarks. So we call them Ben bookmarks, and we did some Ben books. No, I did not pencil first, and that's the point of it. Not that there's anything wrong with it. I got some other ones here where we penciled in some cats, and I'll probably do a little bit of both. But I wanted to show you just to do some contour drawing. And look how messy that is. Look, if you look at it close, look, guys. It's messy. It's messy. All right, so I think we're good. So let's go over here to these giraffes. Okay. So I've already sketched them in, but I just want to do the background. Then we'll go to another new page, and we're going to do some more, a different animal. It's a whole nother animal. All right, so let me go ahead and blacken, do around these real quick. And maybe we'll put some color on these too. Okay, so just to kind of show you how you can play in your sketchbook. It's just sketchbook play day. And Ben's got awesome sketchbooks. He was doing a sketchbook. I forgot what it's called, I forget what his secondary channel was, but it was all sketchbook drawings. Awesome, awesome videos. So y'all go check out Ben. Oh, not check out. Remember, I'm trying not to say that. Peruse the awesomeness of Ben's sketchbooks. Thanks, Blondie. Peruse the awesomeness that is Ben's sketchbooks. It sounds so much better, doesn't it? Oh, I just try not to say it because and again, don't email me. I'm not fussing at anybody. It's just that everybody says, check it out, check it out, check it out. I'm getting tired of it. I want some new, we have to have some new descriptives. Use ink for background to color books, or would it bleed? No, this isn't bleeding. Okay. This isn't, but you know, a Copic will bleed. A black Copic would bleed. So you always want to have a test page in your books. Whether it's a color book, a sketchbook, well, you know, sketchbook is for playing, right? All right, so there we go. Let's do this one down here. She's got her eyes closed. Now remember, I like to do these kind of animals for ideas for my posters, right? These are like, this is what develops from just a quick, you know, like that one's really bad, but I wanted to do eyelashes. I really wasn't even concerned about the owl itself. I wanted to see how I could do the lashes really long. So it's kind of a hot mess, but they're quick. They're just quick little things, right? So it would be appropriate for color book back. Oh, you're talking about doing the ink on a color book. Again, it's going to depend on the color book. I like paint. I just like using the black craft paint in color books. That's just me. You could use, you know, you could use ink if you want. I just think that the what do you call it? Black acrylic paint works, you know, just fine in a color book. But this it may bleed through on some color books. You have to test your color books. Test your color books. You test everything. Well, there you go, Terry. All right, so this one had two rectangles, but I'm just going to pretend it's one and just go all the way across the whole thing because she just got a little bigger than I had thought I was going to do. So I'm just going to go ahead and do the whole back behind her there. Lashes like Jasmine Beckett, yeah. And you can use a white gel pen over this ink, okay? A white gel pen will go over this ink. So we're going to do some more contours in a minute. So I'm really excited about the next Inktober to do another month of drawings like we did last October. I say we because I did half of them here. But I did one a day and I tried to make them. I wish I could think of where I put the book right this minute. Where did I put my Inktober book? Because I'd show them all to you if I could remember which journal I had them in. So you can still see the blue lines down the face. This is a sketchbook, okay? These were cool sketches, but the black boxes make them look really artistic. Yeah, it does make them pop, right? Black makes everything better. But I can also now, I could go in here, let's just say, and fill in the ear here more. I could do the little hairs on those, I don't know if they're their antlers or what do they call them on the deer horn. I mean, giraffe horns. I could do more on the eyelashes. Could do the nostril. Maybe a little bit on the inside of the mouth. See? So you can play more. Let's do the little hairs on his back. I could even color in his spots black. Maybe I'll do that one on this one. You know, I wanted to color those, but I'll just show you how a black and white one looks. Okay. Maybe add a couple small ones there. I'm not trying to stand the lines. As a matter of fact, I'm making these shapes even bigger than I had drawn them. There you go. Thanks, Lynn. Thanks for being here. Okay. Now if I want to just kind of make those horns so that we don't lose them up there. Outline them a little. Maybe there's a couple more spots right in here, something. You can start developing it and playing with it more. But this is the idea. Just to get ideas. All right. Now let me dry this, and I'll take you can use a Posca or a gel pen and play with the black areas with white. So let me dry, but gotta make sure it's dry. You don't touch your Posca pen to this black ink, or you'll be buying a new Posca. But this is also, remember the other segment with the lists that we did, okay? And showing, and I've shown them before. And that was the other thing I was going to do. I was going to read you my lists of lists. So if y'all want to get a piece of paper and a pencil, I've done it before, but I'll do it again. It's been a few months since we've gone into the idea notebook, and I've read my list of lists. So, and I've probably added to it since then. So if you want, I will read my list of lists. And that's another good thing to have in your sketchbook, like the illustration book that I showed earlier. She has her sketches and her list. I personally like them separate. I like my ideas in my idea notebook, although I will write, like I wrote green giraffe here. I knew Jean was going to be here, and I wanted to do one of these giraffes in green. Now Jean's probably sleeping. Let's don't wake her up, but I wanted to do one of these giraffes green. But what I was going to say, though, is you can also put that in your sketchbook if you want. I personally like separate writing, except for, like I wrote over here about the peppermint colors. And I don't mind writing in it, too, if I have an idea for it right then. But most of when I'm generating ideas in my idea generating notebooks, I have that separate, because I usually have so many ideas unrelated to the thing I'm working on. I just like it a separate thing. That's just me. But yeah, I can put it in my planner. Which planner? You mean this one? No. I was talking about my big giant, my 3-ring binder one. My 3-ring binder, the big one that's probably about this thick. I can't even open the rings. It's so full without everything falling out. But I will, if you would like, read the list of lists that I have. Now remember, this is also a good thing to do. Get your lists of lists out, recombine them. Remember, we've talked about that before, and tons and tons for years. We've talked about getting out your lists and recombining your list to make new creatures and new ideas and stuff like that. Mind mapping your ideas to connect them in different ways with different colors and stuff like that. So anyway, if you want, I will reread that list. Your ideas are, yes, I know, Eileen. Eileen says her ideas are in her head and she thinks they're safe there. I get too many. I got too many ideas. My brain's full. I have to put them out on paper. You like the idea of purple? Yeah, well, I thought about a green one because I knew Jean was going to be here. But like I said, I think she's sleeping. List of lists. You found your son. Yeah. Well, I showed some. I've got quite a few books of lists. I've given some of my better ones to Cam, my grandson, who's 17. Well, he'll be 17. He's almost 17. He's in journalism. He's in art. He wants to be an engineer. He just likes a little everything, and he loves lists books too. And so I gave him some of my better ones, like especially for writing, generating ideas for writing stories and stuff. So I don't have some of the better ones, but I've shown you a few of the ones that I do still have. Yes, honey? Okay, that'd be awesome. Yeah, I'll come. If you boil the eggs, I'll make the egg salad. Make about 4 or 5. Okay. Um, Jean here? Oh yeah, she is here. Okay, she's not sleeping. So anyway, I'm just thinking we could do like a green giraffe here. So maybe we'll use Neo colors. Do you want to use Neo colors? We could use Neo colors. Oh no, you know what? Well, yeah, let's use Neo colors, and no, let's use paint and markers. Okay, so I'm just going to do a quick little, just to show you that how you can play, right? So I'm going to go ahead and just get out a little bit of lime green, citron green, craft paint. I'm going to do a wash over him. Then I'm going to dry it, and then I'll go in there with maybe some color pencil and some marker. Same kind of things, all the same process. You just do it with different things. All right, so I'm going to just wet that down with some water. Just get it a little bit of a wash there. Your brain resets to its factory setting every night. That's a good. That has to go in the wingnut book, QBev. That's got to go in the wingnut book. Let me get a marker here. QBev. My brain resets to its factory setting every night. Yeah. If y'all don't know what the wingnut book is, it's like quips, quotes, and funny things like this that we collect. Now, I do have a rabbit trail book now, too. So I have a rabbit trail book, but the wingnut is all those kind of things like what Bev just said that we've collected over the years on Post-it notes. That's going in the wingnut book. Okay, we just smack them in here wherever I can find a little bit of a spot. I told you, and the wingnut book it's just one of those little Tim Holtz books that has the wing nuts on it and some paper, and we just put it together one day a few years ago. And because we're wing nuts, we're a bunch of wing nuts, people. Face it. So Denise was over here when she was helping me clean a few times. If y'all have not watched this show where Denise was visiting, it's probably been about 6 months now. Maybe not. Well, Darcy was here 6 months ago. It's somewhere between 5 and 6 months ago when Denise was here helping me like go through papers and stuff. Well, she looked through this wingnut book and she was looking at it and she said, none of this makes sense. This is definitely one of those books you had to be there to really get it. And then on my rabbit trail book, this is one of the Nikki Jackson books that Barb sent me. And I used it so far. The only thing I've used it for is all the limericks. On Limerick Day, everybody was just popping up with limericks that they made up on the fly. So I have like 27, 8 of them in here that we did limericks that day. So I wrote all of them down. Everybody was tweeting their limericks on Limerick Day a couple weeks ago. So for about 3 hours, I spent writing them all down. So that went in the rabbit trail book. Okay, so let's get back to a wash. Let's see. Okay, that's good. So I'm just going to put a wash of green over the whole giraffe. And I'm not trying to stay in lines. I'm just kind of getting the whole giraffe green. You want to make sure your ink is dry and you're using a permanent ink. Your Faber-Castell Pitt pen or whatever. Make sure it's waterproof, right? Wish she made come clean about your when she made you come clean about my stash. Oh, I know. I don't go back and watch my shows, but I have gone back and watched that one 3 times. Because Denise cracks me up. She's hilarious. She has the best sense of humor, and she was just had me in tears while she was here, right? That vid was hilarious. Oh yeah, Grammy, right? What it would be like if your daughter came to visit you? Yeah. Yes, 3,001 ways to use a paint chip. Yes, Vicky BR. Because Denise, she did some drawing in high school, but she really she's all about, real estate and other things. That's her forte, right? Whereas Boo, it's all about athletics. Cam's all about drawing and reading. And so anyway, Denise doesn't really keep up with the craft industry unless she hangs out with us or something. Like she came to the retreat with Darcy a couple years ago and all that. So she doesn't really keep up with the craft speak, and stuff like that. So when she was going through all my papers, y'all have got to go back and watch that video. I'm telling you, it's like 6 months ago. Go back and look where Denise's daughter, I think it said something like daughter comes to help me clean or something like that. And I was going through all the papers from like 2000, 1999, 2000, before, I would print out a lot of stuff. And she would get these papers. She goes, "So why do you need this paper?" And she'd look at it. She goes, "1,001 ways to use a paint chip." And it was just like, she made it so hilarious. Trina, I think it was. I'll try to, I'll try to find it and put it in the description box, okay, of this video. I'll try to put it in, go back, I'll say something like, go back and watch the video with my daughter and I cleaning the art room or something. And I'll put that in the description box so you can just direct link to it. It's hilarious. I had so much fun. And it was like, we just did it all like 3 or 4 or 5 hours. I don't even remember. Okay, let me dry this. And thanks everybody for being here. We have almost 100 people here, and I know I've missed not saying hello to quite a few. I always try to catch everybody before. Hey, Barb. Try to catch everybody before I hit record. But then, of course, people come in. Cats for you and me. What a cute name. Hey, CB. Crocker, too. Who else am I? Might have missed Debbie. Both Debbies and Denise. Not my Denise, but Denise and Jay. I think I said hi to DeMonte, Galena, Grammy, Iffy, Inky. Hey, Patty. Jen, Judy, Patootie, Kimmerby, Kitty. Who else have I missed? The Lisas, LBO, LB, Mad Rat, McCarroll, Jean, My Fairy Treasures, Angie Bell, and Angie. And if y'all don't know, Angie Bell is going to be the next person I draw for my shout out. Maybe we need to draw Ben one of these days. Ben, are you still here? Ben, send me a selfie, Ben. Ben, send me a selfie. That sounds like kind of creepy, didn't it? Angie Bell gave me a good picture of herself, so we're going to draw her next. Maybe we need to draw Ben for the YouTube shout outs. There's Val's, a couple of Val's, and our Vickies. I'm going to have to go and watch that. Okay, yeah, I'll put a link. It's hilarious. Okay, so now that's dry, right? It's got a wash on it. Now we could do a couple different things. We could do, more watercolor to darken it. I DM'd you the link so you didn't have to search for it. Oh, thanks, Carrie. That's sweet. You can put it here too if you want, Carrie, so people can save it. All right, so now what I want to do is, let's get maybe a marker and a couple color pencils. We'll do a couple different things. Let's see here. Oh, and I was going to show you a gel pen and the Posca too. Okay, let's get an olive green and a lighter green. Those two, that's good enough. I just want to show the idea. I'm not trying to do a full-on drawing here today because I want to draw some more animals for you. So, like we did in the big scroll, except now we're doing it on white paper, hopefully being able to see it. Sorting, there. It's Sorting Paper with Daughter Denise. That's the name of the video. Thanks, Carrie. Like I said, I don't go back and watch my videos, but that one I do. All right, so there's a couple things you can do. These are just the cheap Crayola markers, right? The cheap Crayola markers. Let's go ahead and color his spots in. They're not watercolor pencils. In other words, they're not going to blend like how Copic blends. You can buy watercolor pencils. Watercolor markers that will actually blend like watercolors. These are not those. These are just water based. Okay, so I'm just going to color in the spots. Just to show you how you can play around with your different supplies. Okay, go over those inside of those ears there, because we're making a green giraffe, because you know everybody needs one of those. Okay. Do you have to use video numbers? Which Count Pugula last night? Yeah, Count Pugula, that was a funny one too. All right, so you can take your, kids' watercolor markers. You can take your pencils, okay, and you can, do some shading, and you can mix and match. You can do some with one, some with the other. I'm just showing you a couple different things, right? And you can spend as much time as you want. Like, just imagine this is a color book page, right? You can spend as much time blending, shading, or whatever as you want. Whoops, broke it. Hang on. But I just want you to kind of see what you can do with your, don't be afraid to work in your sketchbooks with whatever, just play. Just do a little shading here and there. Do a little shading with the olive green. You can go right over your marker. Okay, then I'm going to take the lighter and just kind of blend a little bit. And again, I'm not doing a full-on blend where you can't see any pencil marks. This is just a little bit of sketchbook play. Get the ideas down on paper. Get them down. Get them down on paper. You like this one with all the eyes closed? Yeah. Okay, so maybe a couple of green eyelashes sticking out there. All right. Just something like that. Okay, just a little bit of play. But you can also take your gel pen and your Posca pens, and let's say you want to go over that black right there. Make sure eyelashes come over the black. See? Okay. You can do, make this polka dot, stars or whatever. It could be stripes. It could be a checkerboard. And it doesn't have to be black ink. It could be another color too. Just want to show you some variety so that you will get your sketchbooks out and do not be afraid. There we go. So let me hold that up. So you see just a little bit of see the blue lines going down the face where I decided to do a double rectangle instead of just one each. All right, so let's go ahead and do some more animals. Now, I know it's going to flash out. I know, camera doesn't like white. We'll be good. We'll be good. All right, so I'm just going to I'll just take a blue pencil, and I don't even know what I'm going to draw yet, what animals. But all I usually do is just, and you don't have to do this. The reason I just like to do this is just to confine you an area. Ben does all kinds of landscapes. He'll do little boxes, and he'll do landscapes. Awesome, like outer space, like other planets, other world landscapes. I like to do my other world landscapes in collage. Ben can do some awesome sketches in these little boxes. I'm telling you. Y'all check him out. Oh, Ben. I thought this was a new color book. Yeah, it's my sketchbook, Granny. All right, so I'm just going to, do a few different shapes of, I don't even know what animals we're going to do yet. But the reason I'm just going to put these here is just so I can color the backgrounds too, so you can see them. Okay, you don't have to do this, but it kind of makes you confines you to a little bit of an area. Again, you could do the same thing on a full-on page, right? This could be one big giant square there, right? And again, guys, we're going to keep flashing out till I start drawing. Ben is Cinderblock Studios. He's here, or he was here. I don't see him talking right now, but it's Cinderblock Studios. Ben. And I asked him to put a link in. I don't know if he put his link in or not. Okay. On YouTube, guys. YouTube. All right. So let me go ahead and let me find something. Let's look at what kind of animals. Does anybody have an animal preference? I have pugs here. We always have pugs. We're always up to draw a pug. But we might be pugged out. Okay, somebody's messaging me on Messenger. I'm going to have to take my phone out of here because it may not stop. I usually don't, I don't answer messages while I'm streaming. Oh, I got a fox. Well, I've drawn a lot of foxes, though. There's a lot. Yeah, Ben will do live shows every now and then. I've been on them with him before. On, what do you call it? A chocolate lab. Good grief, Terry. I wasn't planning on coloring these. These are not portraits. These are doodles, people, or sketches, I should say. All right, let's do another emu. We love our emus. All right, just because I have one here. All right. And again, remember what I'm trying to show you here is just some contour drawings. A groundhog. We're trying to get rid of you. Trying to get rid of the groundhogs. I don't know if I have or not, Val. An octopus, and we've done some octopus before too. Spider monkeys. Everybody's got a little bit of everything. Cats from the musical Cats. An alien. Okay, let me go ahead and I see lots of ideas going by there, guys. All right, so I just kind of want to confine it like to right in that area. Now, when I'm just kind of showing you where I'm going with it, but the idea for practicing just some contour drawings is, you just want to try to sketch them out without lifting up your pencil or your pen or pencil, whichever one you're doing, right? I'm especially doing pen because I like pen and ink, but also it shows up well for streaming. Pomeranian. My mom's got a Pomeranian. Okay, so I'm going to try my best, and you can spend as much time as you want doing this. I'm not going to spend as much time here as I might do on my own, but I'm just trying to do a contour drawing without lifting up my pen. So I'm just following the lines that I see in the picture of the emu, right? And just doing it kind of sketchy. It's just to kind of practice your eye-hand coordination. It's so that you can just get used to looking at your reference rather than your piece so much. Okay, so I'm going to let's draw this pupil there. And you can spend as much time as you want, but I'm trying not to lift my pen. And he's kind of a fun, funky little character to draw. I've drawn emus a gazillion times because I love me some emus. They're kind of almost like cross-eyed kind of things. They're cute. Contour lines are fun but tricky. Yeah. Well, I'm not necessarily trying to do a full-on portrait here. I just kind of I want people to get the idea not to be afraid to work in their sketchbooks. Right? Don't fear. Don't fear. Okay, there's the top of his head, kind of comes around that way, but he's got his... When we add the black ink, you'll see, it's fun. Okay, so he's got his hair. So cute. Rabbit Lane, and what was that? Oh, I don't think I saw that one. Okay, I'm going to stop and go with the ink. Okay, I'm going to get my brush and my ink. I still got a little bit in here. Whoops, no, I don't want that brush. I want a smaller brush. Okay. All right, so now the square is a lot smaller than I think I want it to be, or the triangle, rectangle. So I'm just going to go ahead and do my own size here. And let's just maybe have his neck come down like that. It's just play, people. It's just play. Okay, need some more ink. It's a reference photo. Okay, well, I can show it to you, but it's going to flash my camera out. I'll wait. It's probably the first one. It's probably the first one on Google Images. I just picked one, right? Just to do some show so that I can show y'all. Just pick one. Oh, it's kind of cross-eyed. I think I'm gonna undo his pupils so I can make my own highlights in them because I'm not liking him looking cross-eyed. So I'm gonna do my own. You don't have to do it just because it's like something on a picture. You don't have to make it like that. You can make your own funky animals, right? All right, so now I'm gonna here's his lip here. A little bit of nostril here, a little bit of nostril there. And his lip again. I'm really not liking this line. I shouldn't have probably put that in there because it's too obvious. But that's okay. We'll go for it. Alright, now I want to just flick in some hairs. Remember, you're not trying to, at least I'm not, the point of this is not to draw a full-on portrait. We got those, right? I mean, let me see here. Here's some other. Here's one of the lionfish that we've done. He's cute. And let's see, here's another emu. Here's some other emus that we've drawn. These are emus like Jetson emus. We played with Jetson emus. What else do we have here? I've showed these earlier, right? Here's our beaver with here's a beaver with braces. These kind of things. Here's our Professor Hedgie Hedgehog. Here's our squirrel on the skateboard. So any of this stuff, you can, we could draw these, redraw them in pen and ink and pencil. But these are just some quick ones here. Here's another giraffe, one that I cut out, right? This one's done in pencil too. Cut it out. We just did this one. Cut it out, and now I can use it in an art journal page. I love emus too. They're just so cute, right? So let's go ahead and just, now I think I will pull a little bit of ink over here and add a little water to it. Let's do a little splatter. And then go in there and fussy paint a few more little fronds or hair feathers. I guess they're not fronds. Okay, now let me dry this. I'll put some pupils in his eyes. Bring him to life a little bit. Humphrey the Hedgehog. Yeah, see, they're just fun to play, guys. It's just fun to play with some pen and ink. Again, if you want to see all my nautical ones I did for Inktober, I was going to look for that notebook. I mean, that sketchbook. I'm trying to see which sketchbook. Let me see if I can. Let me look real quick. It's not that one. It's not that one. I started cleaning up my. No, I started cleaning up. So I lost something back there. Straightening out my sketchbooks over the weekend. Dang it, got caught up there. I'm looking for hang on guys, I'm trying to find the sketchbook that I used. The sketchbook I used to do my Inktober. I should have looked for it. No, I'm not seeing it right now. I got a pile of fallen journals. I don't see where I put my Inktobers right now. But they're all on my Instagram and YouTube playlist. It's bugging me. I have to hunt them up. Okay, hang on guys, my scroll. Bye Barb. Hi and bye. Alright, let's draw some other things. Let's see. I've got all kinds of little animals ready here. Let's draw a fox. Maybe a little fox. Okay, let's make sure that's not dry yet. Hang on guys, let me dry this again. I'll put some pupils in him. Because I didn't want him to make him look cross-eyed. And he's kind of looking cross-eyed a little bit. The ink's a little damp still. Let's do a little bit of, I don't want to ruin my Posca here. Thanks, Vicky. Yeah. Okay. This is still damp, so I'm going to turn the page. Guys, we'll go to another page. So I'm not sitting my arm in that one because I'm already getting ink. I mean, that's okay because these are work shirts, but let's see. You know what? Oh, a seahorse. That's a good one for a contour. Let's do a seahorse. All right, so I'll go ahead and do a line here so we can have something to color in. And these don't have to. You don't have to have these lines. Thanks, Carrie. You don't have to do a square or a confinement for your space. But I'm just liking to color the backgrounds to show you, so I'm just kind of making it fit into a confined space. I can maybe I should do some sketching with a pencil so you can see that too. I'm not sure how well it's showing up though. It's hard to draw with pencil on a show. Okay, we'll try. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to draw a little bit of a seahorse with pencil. Maybe I get a darker one. Let's see. This one's not dark blue. Let me get a dark blue one. Here we go. So maybe it'll show up better. Show up better. Okay. So we're gonna draw a seahorse. Okay, hopefully. Try to let me know, guys, if it's not showing up, right? If it's not showing up, let me know. Can you see? It's showing up. Okay, thanks guys. It's always hard to judge um, on a stream, right? Need them a little fatter at the top there. See, I'm not erasing anything. If I want a new line, I just make it a little darker line. Okay, I want to make it a little fatter back here. He's going to have his fin. So you just play around. This one was a little, has like a little beer belly. That would be a good idea. You know, let's make it a little belly button. He could be what you call it? Mimi's date. Mimi's date. Y'all know Mimi, our smoking alligator. I'll have to pull out the, I'm going to have to pull out the, what do you call it? Big scroll, the animal scroll. I'll do that here in a minute so we can. It's Mimi's date. Can see fine? Okay, thanks guys. Yeah, it's hard to see with pencil. It's light. I mean, graphite's almost impossible to see. Yeah, because it looks like he's got a low beer belly right here. I made his like stomach kind of like down. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. Essence of seahorse. I'll get the scroll out here. Hang on. But I could have drawn this again. I could have drawn this with the pen. But just just play with it. Just play with it. Let me see. I gotta bring out Mimi. Let me re-roll the scroll, guys. See, here's another seahorse that we drew. This is a giant scroll. I don't know. I've shown it, we've worked in it, but just to show you the difference in size of what we're working on now. We roll, roll, roll. Hang on, guys. Roll it all the way back. There's our octopus. Okay, so look how big this octopus is. Can you see? Here's our big blue octopus that we did on the scroll. Alright, we'll do this real quick. Let me move my ink right on so I don't drag the thing through the ink. Pens and pencils and brushes I'm using. All right. So I'm going to just, oh, I think I can just leave that there. All right, so I'm going to do the scroll real quick. Okay, hang on, guys. My chat didn't lock in. Okay. Have a t-shirt with his gut hanging out. Yeah, me like Mimi. So Mimi, I think I'm almost positive Mimi's in this scroll because I also have two smaller ones. But this one right here, guys, is I think it's 30. No, how long is this one? Let's see, 12. That's 16. 18, 20, 22, 30. It's 30 inches long or 30 inches wide, right? So you're only seeing, about 12 inches here, right? So there's a slow Lori, and this, I started doing the scroll other way around, like so that the scroll was like this, but it was too cumbersome on the table because it was 30 inches wide. My table's like 24, so it was just too hard to do it that way. So let me get the color. So I turned it the other way and we started drawing everything this way. So just so you can get the perspective of size here, this right here is like 12 inches wide, 11 and a half, maybe 12 inches wide. And let's see how big this panda is. So just so you can kind of get an idea of the different sizes, drawing large on the craft wrapping paper as opposed to just sitting here on my sketchbook. So you can see the size difference, right? So I'm just going to kind of scroll it out. There's an owl, there's an octopus. Again, so you can see the size difference. See how big this is? So we've done all these on stream here. Little frog, and even the frog, look how that's as big as my hand, right? It always looks smaller on the camera than it is in real life. So you can see how big that little frog is, right? And then see, look. Here's our peacock. We did a whole bunch of peacock studies. Again, guys, sorry it's flashing out. It's darker. See how pale I look? But I want the camera to pick it up on the white. So there's some peacock sketches over here where it's feathers, some shells, some clownfish. There's some clownfish again. See how big that is compared to the sketchbook? It's huge. It's huge. Some starfish. Look how big this turtle is. There's the turtle head. Just so you can get a size perspective. Okay, here's some turtle sketches. Thanks, Vicki. There's one that we put underwater. And again, guys, the camera is flashing out the color. It's much darker. I mean, if you can see, it's probably not going to help, but like, look at the color. No, that's green. Hang on. Where's the blue? Like the turquoise. Like, see? I don't know if it's, no, it's going to flash out even that. Seahorse over there. I'm looking for Mimi. I think Mimi might be in the other one, guys. Okay, here's where we did Count Pugula with glitter blood. Glitter blood and glitter in the eyes. Let's see if I can hold his face up so it doesn't flash out. There's Count Pugula. And then there's our giraffe, who I think looks like Mo from the Three Stooges. All right, what else do we have? I think it is on the other one. Yeah, Mimi. Okay, so Mimi is not in here. Dang. All right, hang on. See, I got all these other scrolls too. We're some scrolling fools. Okay, this is just loose paper. I know it's not in that one. Let's see, where's Mimi? Some of these, remember we did the challenges. These are the pick from the jar. You don't remember the red dots in his eyes? Yeah, we put red glitter in his eyes too. We did challenges. Draw, pick from the jar, pick from the prompt jar, and whatever would come to my mind. It didn't have to be drawing something. It could be whatever. We did some calligraphy. We did some how to use some tracing paper with the numbers. All this stuff is from the prompt jar. And I don't remember which one Mimi is in. Here's a big illuminated letter. Here's a calligraphy alphabet. Have a note. Oh, I was going to say, why did we stick a feather in here? We're showing how to do hot melted wax seals. Melted wax seals. Look, that one's like still there. A little melted wax. I guess I could take this out of the scroll. But here's some melted wax. And we showed how to add a feather into the wax seal. Mimi is with the pages you ripped out. No, Mimi was in one of these. Mimi was in a scroll. Okay, it's not that one. Hang on. You should see behind me. It's piling up. Okay, let's see if it's in this one. Okay, there's some little deer. I think this one is cut off of this one. Some what do you call it? Sorry guys, it's really flashed out. Let me kind of adjust that because this is dark craft paper. There we go. This is dark craft paper. It makes my hands look like I have a tan, but that's true color now. That's true color. A leaf in the, here's another emu. We love drawing our emus. An eagle, another little owl, some flowers and leaves, a feather, a ladybug, starfish. Again, see how they're in just little squares? How you can play with it? Yeah, we almost set the feather on fire. Yes, we did. All right, so let's go to the next one. I think it's got to be in this one. All right, this is the back end. Okay, so this is, some more prompts. Remember, this is from the prompt jar, guys. When we played through the prompt jar, there's a packing tape transfer. These are ideas. Did a little couple of fairy drawings. What else? Some stamping with corrugate. This is melted crayon. This is all melted crayon right here. You should put those scrolls in a treasure chest. Drew a piece of folded paper, fan folded paper. Some little funny faces with bubble wrap. Wrote a bunch of, I gotta read you all my list again. What time is it? Okay, I got time to read the list. Okay, these are ladybugs done with thumbprints. Thumbprint ladybugs. I did a selfie right there. This is with that heated foam, where you press the foam into like the buttons, and then I stamped with them. I'm looking for, I don't know where Mimi is. There's a giant yoo-hoo. Here she is. Here she is, ready for it? Here's Mimi. Here's Mimi, our smoking alligator. With her red nails, her lipstick, smoking her cigarette. She's holding her alligator bag. There's Mimi. She's not clutching her pearls, Whimsy, Carol. I just saw Lindsay Whimsy. I meant Carol. Carol clutches her pearls. Anyway, so she got an earring and her eyeshadow. So yeah, there's Mimi. Mimi rocks. Yeah. Oh, good, Peggy Sue. So yeah, there's our smoking Mimi. So all this to say, this rabbit trail to say that he could be drinking a beer. Mimi's date. Anyway, a glamour dater, yes. Okay, so let's back. Oh, the list. Do y'all want to see the list? I mean, do y'all want me to read the list of lists so that y'all can start combining things in fun ways? I'll wait. I'll start drawing while we're talking. And I'll draw on the back sides too, guys. But for now, I'm just drawing on one side because of the camera, and again, I'm out of focus. Mimi needs a meme. The seahorse needs to have a cocktail, not a beer. You guys. I'm going to draw some more smaller things so I can ink them up for you. I wanted to do pen and ink today was the point. Contour drawings, you do want the list. Okay, has everybody got a piece of paper and pencil? Not that you need it because you can watch the recording and get the list of lists. Okay. All right, so hang on, guys. Let me move some stuff out of the way. Okay, so let me switch out this giant notebook for another giant notebook. All right, so this right here is my idea generating notebook. They're all divided up, and this is my third, maybe my fourth one. This is my third completed one. I probably have a couple others that are not complete, but when they get full, what I'll do, and I've got two others over here. You should see my room is a hot mess now. Okay. So what I'll do, oh my gosh, I'm tripping everything. When it gets so full I can't do anything with it again, look, here's my one from 2014. So then I just take it all apart and I bind it up. There's all my ideas from 2014. I have one from 2015, and this is my 2016. But I have other ones too, but they just weren't this organized. Okay, I'm going to start a new recording. Hang on, guys. Okay, I'm going to have to start a new recording, so just hang loose, guys, while I save this, and I will be right back.